So now on our note sheet, let's record what we've learned about zero and negative exponents. We now know that when we see 9 to the 0 power, we know that that is really just equal to 1. Now notice it's not equal to 9 to the first power, it's just equal to 1. Similarly, if we had a to the 0 power, that is just going to be equal to 1. Any base raised to the 0 power is equal to 1, just the number 1. And then remember, negative exponents really mean division, or they mean to make a fraction. So when we see 5 to the negative 2, in order to get rid of the negative exponent, we're going to need a fraction bar. And we move the 5 to the bottom. We raise the 5 to the positive second power. And then on top of the fraction for this one, we just put a 1. So 5 to the negative 2 is the same thing as 1 over 5 to the power of 2. Similarly, a to the negative n, well, since there's a negative exponent, I know I'm going to need a fraction. I'll move my base a down to the bottom of the fraction and change the exponent from negative n to positive n. And then on top we'll put a 1. And then now that we know that a negative exponent really just means to divide, it means division rather than multiplication, now we can make sense of negative exponents that we will see in scientific notation. If you recall from this first row that we filled in, when we see 3.276 times 10 to the 7th, we know that that's telling us to take the decimal point that's between the 3 and the 2 and move it 7 places to the right to create this large number in standard notation. When the exponent in the scientific notation is negative, that tells us that this scientific notation is actually representing a small number. I'm going to write the 2 and the 5 over here in my standard notation spot. And then I'm still going to move the decimal place, but since it's times 10 to the negative 5, I'm actually going to move my decimal place to the left to make this 2.5 into a smaller number. So the decimal was between the 2 and the 5. I'm moving it 5 places to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where my decimal point will go. So I need to add on here 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So in standard notation, 2.5 times 10 to the negative 5 is equal to 0.0000025. So again, since a negative exponent really means to divide, it means division, when we see a negative exponent in scientific notation, we're going to move the decimal place to the left instead of to the right.